Hey everybody, today we're going to go ahead and do an unboxing video of the Goldie-Box backpack dredge.
The new phone book's here! The new phone book's here!
We've had a lot of people ask us what's in the box, and clearly our website is not up to par, so I thought I'd shoot a small video, quick, kind of show you what's going on. So no better way to do this than we just ship one to ourselves, and this is it. So this is how your Goldie-Box will come. Let's get to it. Okay, so first thing you're going to see is a packing list for your Goldie-Box. Yes, there's some quality control, and this shows all the components to the Goldie-Box and checked off, and whether or not it was a combination package. So we'll go ahead, take out some of the packaging. And this looks like the nozzle, pressure nozzle. We'll look at that in a second. This is the user guide, has some spare parts, grizzly screens, the spare parts connectors, another knob, another set of trap plugs. Here's the Goldie-Box, the nugget trap. It's got pre-installed classifier. It also has pre-installed trap plugs. Like I said, your spares are in the bag with the user guide and the other components. So this is the back half of the Goldie-Box. And this is the main chamber. So we've now unboxed the Goldie-Box. These are all the components. And we'll see that the classifier tube is pre-installed in the main chamber, and it's taped, and it has two connectors on it. We're going to go ahead and remove the tape, and be careful not to throw away the connectors. That's what these are, and these are what make the two halves of the Goldie-Box. So we'll go ahead and put these down. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to slide out the classifier tube, main chamber, and we're just going to pull out the packing paper, and that's it. You've now successfully unboxed your Goldie-Box. Let's go ahead and do a quick assembly. You go ahead, you take the classifier tube, you're going to seat it in the main chamber. There's a collar inside that will allow it to seat properly, and then no material can flow backwards, no water can also discharge backwards. Then you go ahead and you take the nugget trap. There's one thing. Oh, what's this in the nugget trap? What? Are you kidding me? We already got gold? A little sack of gold mine nugget gum. And that's it. We just mated the two units together. That's the nugget trap sitting on top of the main chamber. Slides in like so. And then to complete the connection, we're going to take the two connectors that we had when we removed the tape. And you're going to notice the pattern. This one goes on the other side. This one goes on this side. And you'll notice the shape of it matches perfectly. So you'll go ahead and just go ahead and put the flexi connectors in. And now you can't pull it apart, and you're ready to go. There's one other thing. The set screw knob for the hose is pre-installed, and you're going to want to go ahead and use this when you're running. And the purpose of this is just so you don't pull out your hose from the back of the unit. You do not have to tighten this down very hard. There's ribs in the hose, and the screw is not designed to be long to pierce the hose. It is designed to catch the rib so you can't pull it out. If you do that, then you're not going to be damaging your hose, and you're fine. There is a spare knob in the bag as well. Let's go ahead and just take a look at what the spare parts are. Again, you've got the honeycomb grizzly screens already pre-installed right here. So there's two more. These are really durable. Just because they're plastic, don't let it fool you that this is not a durable unit. I can lean on this. I brace this with strong rocks. The only time that you're going to damage your classifier is if you try and jam a rock through there. So don't go ahead and do that. You've got a spare set of side connectors right here. Oh, and there is one other thing I want to show you. You know, these are the old versions of the connectors. The new ones are identical in shape and function, but we had a lot of people ask us, hey, can you make them another color? When I put them on the ground, I tend to lose them, or I lost one, so now I'm operating off my spare pair. Can I get some more? So one thing I went ahead and did was we designed the pegs to have a high visibility orange on the back. So it doesn't really change the aesthetics of the box in any way, shape, or form, but when you go ahead and put these on the ground, you're going to be able to see these right away. And we're also doing that, the same thing with the trap plugs, although these don't have them yet. But all the Goldie boxes that are shipping now have high visibility orange on any of the black components that you may put on the ground. And lastly, there's a user guide that comes with the Goldie box. It goes over basic maintenance, basic assembly, if you need any replacement parts, how to get a hold of us. There's also some QR codes to some links of how to set up your Goldie box and how to run it. You're going to want to take a look at that if you're new to dredging or want to learn just some basic ideas or pick up some tips. So I strongly recommend taking a look, reading the user guide when you get your Goldie box. And then lastly, on the packing list here, it does say combo package. We offer a special that if you buy the dredge and the nozzle together, you save $15. This one has a combo package, so that means there's a nozzle here, and we're going to go ahead and just unpack and take a look at our nozzle. So you can see that this is the complete deluxe system right here, and the only thing that you're going to need now is a pump, a hose, and a battery. And I'm going to go ahead and cover that in the next segment, and we'll provide links in the description down below where you can get those items. We're going to go ahead and discuss what's needed to finish your Goldie Box backpack dredge. This is the dredge, and this is the nozzle. So here's the hoses that go with the nozzle. We're going to want to get a Keen 1 1/4 inch clear flow suction hose. It's super flexible. This is the same hose that comes with their Mini Max. Make sure it's the flexible one. 1 1/4 inch, and it screws right on to the pressure inlet of the hose. Additionally, when you get this, you can do 1 wrap of Gorilla Tape, and this will screw on really tight, and then go ahead and clamp it on. But it won't come off. It's on there pretty good. And then this is 2-inch clear flow suction hose from Keen. Again, also extremely flexible. Most importantly, smooth wall on the inside. You don't want to use a hose that has ribbing on the inside. You want to use smooth wall. That's why I recommend Keen. That's what I designed the nozzles around, and that's what this fits. It's a traditional 2-inch nozzle. So again, same thing, and it just twists, fits on. It goes on pretty easily, but 1 wrap of Gorilla Tape, and it's not coming off. You can put 2 on and just twist it on. It will only twist on in one direction. That's the beautiful thing about having these coiled hoses. So when you want to take it off, you're going to twist it in the same direction, and you're going to pull it. There we go. And then take off that the same way. So that covers the 2 hoses. I'll go ahead and have links down in the description below for the hoses. The next thing we'll want to go on and cover is the pump. I couldn't get that out. That was a tongue twister. So the next thing that we'll want to cover is the pump. I strongly recommend the Oasis 3,700 gallon marine bilge pump, the 12-volt model, because then you can go ahead and get the battery, which I'll discuss in a second. But I have tested a dozen different pumps, from the most expensive, the Johnson SPX line. Those are workhorses. Their 4,000 gallon per hour pump works great. It's just 50% more, and they can burn out. So it's up to you. It's an outstanding pump. It gives you a little more throughput, but it is about $50 more. So the pump that I've settled on, and I've been using for the better part of a year and a half, and I use these a lot, and I lend them out, and they do not fail. And I overvolt them. I overvolt them up to 16 volts, but I typically will run them off of this battery. It's just a workhorse, and you'll get good throughput. And I've made some adapters that allow you to run multiple pumps. I made a jet log, which I'll cover in another video, but let's get back to it. This is the pump that I recommend. It's a 3,700 gallon per hour Oasis Marine bilge pump. This is 12 volts. So another question we get asked a lot is, how do we go ahead and get a 1 1/4 inch hose to fit on the 1 1/2 inch pump? And the answer is with a great deal of difficulty. So what I did was I went ahead and made a reducer, and they used to be made out of plastic, and they work phenomenally well, but they required pre-warming, and I kind of wanted more of a plug-and-play solution for you guys. So I went ahead and redid this. This is made out of rubber, and this is a twist fit, pretty hard twisting connector to get onto the spout, and it reduces it down for the 1 1/4 inch hose. So you're going to want to go ahead and kind of just push until you'll feel it seat. There's a groove inside the collar to accept that goofy ring, that barb that's on the outside. So that's not going anywhere. You don't need a hose clamp there. For the 1 1/4 inch Keen hose, I recommend 1 wrap of Gorilla Tape will make a really good seal. This right now twists on, and it's pretty tight. But if it's wet and you're really working it, it can come off. So 1 wrap of Gorilla Tape, that's going to be on there really good. And then a hose clamp, it's going nowhere. So anyway, that's how that gets onto the pump, and you reduce it, and then, as I mentioned in the previous video, that's how you then feed it to the nozzle, and then the 2 inch Keen hose is your discharge, and that comes like this. These are obviously smaller segments for demo purposes, and I can then go ahead and undo the set screw. You're just going to pop it in till you put it in maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, until it's just past the set screw, and you're just going to lock it down until you feel tension. And now it's not coming out, and you didn't pierce the hose. So that's pretty much the components needed to plug into the Goldilocks. Oh, I'm sorry, the battery. So this is the battery that I recommend. The battery, the EcoWorthy 12-volt LiFePO. Again, the Oasis Marine 3,700 gallon pump. Don't cheap out. Don't get the A-Marine. Don't get the Sail Flow. Don't get the eBay XXX. Comes with a pack of gum. Get the Oasis. They just work, and they're actually really good for the money. And then get your hoses from Keen. Links again are down in the description. That's it. Thanks for watching.